Hey, how's everybody doing out there? Hopefully everybody's doing well. I just want to post another tube real quick. Slowly I became into a realization of the importance of how much, basically this lecture is going to be on the loss of bees. And to some people, they'll laugh and they'll be like, okay, so what's your point? But think about it. My last lecture, I kind of stumbled across another thing I needed to iterate on was basically the loss of certain plant life, certain, animal structures around the globe. And this is happening for a reason. I don't necessarily think it's global warming, but something is definitely occurring as we speak, by the day. So us as a whole, we need to come together and figure all this out. Not just one country, not just one state, not just one freaking part of the world, but everybody unite together. What we've kind of structured in our past obviously is not working. And individuals, we need to just realize what we've done. And okay, back to the topic, bees. Okay, like people don't really understand how life runs. It's a circle. One thing happens as far as like one species has this purpose, one species has this purpose, one plant life has this purpose. And then that's another topic I mean I could go into is the loss of how much destruction happened in the like down Southern America. Like how many trees got destroyed because we need like basically enough wood to build houses or whatever the case may be, print money, stuff like that, have papers and stuff. And it's just like, yeah, that kind of sounds stupid, but at the same time, think about how much plant life we've killed off. How many curable plants that were down in the southern hemisphere of America. Now, that's another topic, but that's a big deal. There's old school shamans down there that they could just look at a plant and say, okay, this is for this. This is a cure for this. And see, even those type of individuals, they're dying out. Shamans have knowledge of spirituality, plant life and all that good stuff. I mean, if we lose that old school frame of living, then what's next? And now we're slowly coming to a time and frame of, okay, we've structured a whole different way of living, which is fine, but at the same time, is it naturalism? I'll leave that for you to answer. And so all that got destroyed for greed purposes. And we could easily figure out a different way to construct buildings and stuff. I mean, yeah, we do need wood and all that, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure if we could invent what we've invented, satellite systems, freaking all this GPS, freaking Wi-Fi and all that internet stuff, like cordless stuff, it's like, dude, like, come on now, really. So I believe there's inventions out there that got destroyed too because greedy corporations deliberately wanted to stay wealthy. And how do they do that? They're gonna freaking destroy somebody that tries to say, okay, I invented this. They'll buy it, thinking the inventors probably has a good heart, thinking, okay, like, I'm gonna do good for the earth. And corporations will buy it and destroy it because they don't want that new way of technology that's probably should have gotten invented because of evolution. Evolution is a changing process, and if we keep living in a certain state of like just being greedy, we're not gonna go nowhere as a whole. We need to come together as a human species. Okay, all this socialism, capitalism, communism, all that stuff, it created a lot. And not only that, religion created a lot. And if you look at it a whole, as far as, like I said, a global unite, it doesn't make us unite at all. It makes us hate each other. It makes us, one country hate us, oh, you're doing better than us, and it creates poverty. It creates people to just be desperate for food. I mean, is that the way it should be? I don't think it is. I think that we should be living in harmony. And something happened thousands of years back that changed everything, and everything got all messed up and distorted, and it just got all just live as one and going against everybody and just screw everybody else. And that's how the mentality is nowadays. I see it a lot. I see people just not really even, caring about each other at all. They're just looking out for themselves, not even looking out for their own family members. It's like, wow, it's really coming to a conclusion of just like what all we've done in the past led us to this way right now. But I see people changing, and I keep repeating myself in my lectures, but at the same time, I need to get this information out there in a timely fashion, because okay, yeah, I'm just a one person. I really don't have that many views yet, but at the same time, I feel that I need to do this. I feel that I need to speak. I feel that I need to let what I see the flaws of the world, and I see we're not opening up. We're not small amounts of people are questioning stuff, and small amounts of people are making small change. But this change that we need to happen, or that needs to happen quick. Before, I'm not saying like a couple years, I'm talking about maybe we have maybe 30, 40, 50 years to make a transitional phase period of like, from us building stones of like just all this torturous way of living, to like changing all that, to uplifting everything, going towards a unite, harmonistic way of living. Everybody should live in harmony, because that's what life's all about. We incarnate, we excarnate, and wherever your soul goes is up to you. That's a whole different lecture too. But at the same time, I'm going back to the bee scenario though. Okay, by the loss of bees, and it's happening in a rapidly fashion. Like, I heard this talk show a couple months back. There's this bee breeder that's in somewhere in Arizona, stated that it's getting to the point where within a couple more years, the bees are going to be extinct. What does that mean? Ask yourself, research it, because I don't need to say it. I mean, pretty much I think everybody knows, if we lose bees, what's going to happen to our food? Our food, that sounds too generic. What's going to happen as a whole? Everything. We're not going to have fruit. What's going to pollinate our it's a life process. And this is my own opinion. I believe it's the Wi-Fi. I believe it's all the cellular thing. Since we've had cell phones, that's when we started noticing the depletion of bees just everywhere. But then again, I made a garden of chile this year. Just wanted to see how far I would take it, and planted a couple plants, just, because I like gardening. It's easy for me. I get a lot of blooms. You got to harvest your energy towards a plant, but that's another lecture. Anyways, but what I noticed was a different form. It was like a smaller, but it looked like well, it was basically, I would say 3 times as small as a bee, but it was kind of harvesting my flowers. Flowers turn to fruit, or flowers turn to vegetables, and it's like, it was kind of weird. I was thinking, is this a form of evolution? Maybe the depletion of bees, or that form of a bee, the honeybee, needs to deplete, so this next form could pollinate our food or our crops quicker. Who knows? We don't know. I mean, scientists don't really come out and say this type of thing, because it's going to cause mass hysteria. Like, within this guy that was breaking it down, or for the United States, I don't know about other countries, I haven't really researched it, but this guy was breaking it down. And he basically farms bees on his farm, like in Arizona somewhere, and he was making a statement where he supplies 70% of the bees for every single farm out there, especially for California, because we grow a lot of crops over here. We grow shit amounts of fruit for everybody, vegetables. It's all over here. But we have farms all over out of state, where there's the plains and all that. There's certain farms out there too, but out here in Cali, we harvest a lot of crops. And this guy was breaking it down, saying that he supplies 70% of the bees out there for all farms. And he was making a statement, and it was definitely mind-boggling, because if you think about it, he was basically saying we're coming to deterioration within like the next 3 to 5 years, like extinct. No bees are going to be around. You got to question what's causing that. It has to be something unnatural, and I believe it's the satellite systems. There's too much stuff that we can't see in a human mind, but at the same time it's all, I think it's the Wi-Fi. I think it's the Wi-Fi. I think it's the cell phones. I think it's that, just that connection from the satellite coming down and distorting a certain thing that just the bees can't take. So I know it sounds like something minor, but research it if you don't really grasp what type of devastation it will have on us, especially our food supply. So it's something. I know my lectures are all about, like, what if, like, and that's what people need to realize. People need to realize things ain't getting better, things are getting worse. And back to, like, what I was saying in my last lecture about entertainment, like, if you're entertained in a certain way and you think, oh, everything's all good, you got to think outside the box, buddy. Because, yeah, I really hate to sound negative, but I'm thinking about this topic right now. I'm thinking, okay, like, people need to open up their eyes and stop focusing on the media or what they feed you as what's really important as media feed. Dude, all that news and all that, that's all distortion. That's all for you to just be distorted on a distorted level. You got to realize the factual facts of the world crisis issues, not so much what you're being fed on your news or CNN or whatever you watch, whatever you get your information from. And it's just, each topic is it's extreme right now, but we could change it. We could change what we've distorted. I believe we're still here. And biblical stuff that was written, I think it was all a form of controlism that a certain elite group wanted to happen, and it didn't happen. And now they're asking, or they ain't asking, but I mean, those ones in power, they're kind of probably angry right now because they wanted all this devastation to happen. But honestly, we're people of the source, and we just need to revolt. We need to come out with conclusions, and the younger generation is the one that's gonna do it. My generation's kind of the uplifting of, like, opening up your eye and saying, okay, something ain't right. We're realizing something ain't right as a mass whole. We need to do things spiritually. Not only that, we need to do things in a metaphysical level at the same time. All right. Younger generation, I'm understanding they're way highly more in intellect than my generation. Well, I don't want to put us down, but I'm saying, talk to somebody that's in their late teens or like early 20s. Man, these individuals are highly intelligent, and it's just kind of scary sometimes. It's the stuff that they'll come up with, the theories and all that stuff, universities and stuff. So maybe I just want to cast this out. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Look up my last YouTube blog. Know what you celebrate, because to me that's important. If you don't know what you celebrate, basically today's the 27th, tomorrow's the Giving Thanks Day. Know what you're celebrating, and it's an American holiday. So those out there, yeah, like I said, we live on American soil, so that's the only reason why I respect it. And I was raised to give thanks on that day, not so much because of what happened in the past, or why it became a holiday. I'm saying give thanks for whatever is in your intertwined life, your loved ones, your health, whatever the case may be. So hopefully I'm not depressing anybody out there, but the whole bee situation is really kind of scary, because if it's really real about what these what this grower's talking about, and certain individuals you'll listen to, certain professors and certain scientists, it's scary. It's really scary. So how many billion people are on this planet? 7.3, and it keeps. Let me throw this out there, and so I'll just cast it out after this. Since the beginning, and this is just kind of like what we've recorded, we don't know if this is a true statement, but since the beginning of mankind, it took that beginning to, I believe, what was it, either 1970 or 1979, one of those numbers, to hit a billion people. And we're in 2013 with 7.5 or 7.3 billion people. So just do the math. Hopefully that opens up your eyes as well. And we gotta start. Yeah, we're feeding off each other. I think we're feeding off each other's knowledge too, though. Each everywhere across the globe, which is a good thing, but we need to speed it up. Just like how everything comes in spurts now, like knowledge is just like easy because we have access to the internet. So that's a good thing, but at the same time, we got to use our knowledge quick to figure out all these flaws that we've created and come up with a scenario that's going to help change for the better versus Armageddon. All right, so I'll cast this out. Mars Volta in the background, really good band. All the greats are dying out too. Music, I love music, and that's another thing. I feel that the net just took away our rights as far as it being creative, but there's still good bands out there. But yeah, so Yahin here speaking. I wish everybody as one and all as love. Talk to you guys soon. Late.